Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey, here you're seeing me take a soft eraser, not aggressive one, but a softer one. And I am erasing in some little darker shadows here and there in the shadow of the white. So I will give you a closer view of that once I am, you know, I'm not going to completely finish with it because there's no need for you to watch me erase out some darker highlights here and there. And this is just so when I lay the red and the orange and there's some deeper tones in there. So yeah, that's what I'm doing as we do the next part of this flaming 8 ball. And there you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm just showing you that. Then I'm going to start laying in some red here. And this is a candied red with the 40-30 that you mix with it. And it's the blood red. So I'm coming in and just, I'm not going to hit all the white areas, but I'm going to be shadowing in some of the darker, like in between the whitish of the flame that you see going up there. And then I'll be coming back in with a grabber orange, then a lemon yellow, and white. So, and the flame is just, you keep layering it. But I'll just let you watch me here. And as you can see, some points I'm close up and other points I'm away from it. And I am using my Creos here. I don't know why, but I just grabbed it and started using it. So kind of hard to get away from this airbrush because I like it so well. And you can actually do this with a more hobby airbrush that's going to give you more of a flow from it. And you can pull back your needle just a little bit to get a flow coming out if you're used to it. That way it starts spraying paint right away to get a thicker spray. But it doesn't bother me to build up, so that's what I'm doing. So sorry, this is kind of out of focus a little bit on the top there, but I will be moving it down and so that you can see. I'm just trying to get it as close as I can, and it's kind of difficult to airbrush with the camera right in front of me. But I'm doing the best I can, so I hope you can bear with me. And if you chose to do this piece, then you'll see how I'm laying the red, and you can just kind of follow along. I know it's a little bit sped up, but you will get the gist of it. It's kind of a twisting flame. Kind of had the idea, and I just thought, well, I think I'll paint that. I can see it on somebody's game room, hanging on the wall or in a frame. Still looking for a hand that I will add in on the bottom, probably. Not sure yet. Don't want to really mess this up, so I don't know. We'll see. You have my permission to paint it, uh, even though it's kind of my own thing. It's not from a picture or anything, so you have my permission to use it. Here I'm adding in the grabber orange, and it's a candy also, and you do have to mix the Cretex candy with 40-30 or 40-50. I mix with the 40-30. And you need to thin it down a little bit because it is 40-30 is super thick, and you will have to add a little reducer in that. But it keeps it from chipping. And here I'm adding in some white again. Flames is a repetitive process of layering. And I'm just adding in some white, really white highlights where I think that it would be popping out the most. Most of it will be around the 8 ball up there, the top. And you can't see it, but that's where I'm adding some white highlights at. And then I want the flame coming up on the 8, the number 8 a little bit. So I'm putting some really brighter highlights in there. And I am really thinking that on this one, instead of clear coating it with automotive clear, I will might try resin. It makes it look like a glass. We'll see. Don't know. Sometimes you want to do it to look like a picture, and you want it like a matte or flat or satin finish, and then sometimes you want that real glossy look from the automotive clear, and then other times you just want it to look like glass. Here I'm adding in some really, really fine squiggly lines in between the flames. I don't know if it's showing up where you can see it, but I will bring it in so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing. along with adding the bright highlights. And this is a opaque white that I'm using. It's not the translucent white. Sorry, you're picking up my dog, shaking his head. Making that flame kind of roll around in different areas with white highlights, and then it will pick up with the red when I layer it again. Now I'm adding in some lemon yellow. And I'm catching that around on the red and just on the sides of the white because I still want some bright highlights in there. And when you lay the red on first, like on a black panel, you lay the white and then the red, and you spread your red out a little bit. When you come back in with this yellow, you don't get the green tint-like look, and it really helps with that. And of course you can't see the top. Sorry about that. I was trying to get as close as I could, but my dog finally laid down on the floor. See how it just pops that right out? Makes it look like the fire's really flowing there. And we'll be hitting it with some white bright highlights too at the end. I'm hitting those little fire specks there. It's really touching up. And then I'm probably going to, I think, show you here. I'm putting in some really bright white highlights. Up on the 8-ball there, and which is out of focus. keep picking off the end of my needle there where the white is kind of, it's drying up, and so. You always want to continually pick off the end of your needle. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I will pull it down later so that you can see it. I'm just hitting some really bright highlights, and I'm keeping it just directed in certain areas. You don't want to overdo it with the white, but you want there to be some bright highlights in certain areas. When you're working on something you're going to clear over with automotive clear or resin, you need to wear gloves so that you don't get oils from your hands on it. You can also, clean it off and degrease around it. But if you want that overspray to stay in your picture and not look so cut out, which is when I freehand like this, I like for my overspray to stay in because it adds to the art piece instead of taking away. And here are just some little squiggly lines that I'm adding in to give it a little bit more, I don't know, feel of flow. Thanks for watching, guys, and come back for the last part.